on the diamond where they play, sweeping competition every day, rounding bases, stealing dreams, ain't no stopping college teams. Let's fucking go. We own the field, golden broom, our shield revealed, sweeping up and taking names. Baseball glory is our game. Pitchers.
All right, and here we are. Sorry for our absence for the past 2 weeks. Had some life things come up between me and Cody. He's now coaching ball. I'm working some second shift stuff now, so we're having to find a new schedule. So this is our first time doing a Sunday night show. And we have also added a third person. Terry is going to be joining us. He's auditioning to be our third person on the show. Terry, how you been?
Yeah, I mean, just like you, work and personal life always seem to kind of overlap. So, I mean, I'm glad for this opportunity. Try to show you what I can, bring a good positive energy, and get this ball rolling.
So speaking of doing the best you can, it's been a pretty busy week for you in your first week after being asked to join the show.
Mhm.
You've been working behind the scenes trying to get an interview with somebody. I'm going to let you take the show, let you do your introductions, and we'll get on with this.
All right, so a lot of you know I'm from San Angelo, Texas. So I wanted to reach out to some of the coaches here. So I'm like, let me start from the top. One of our hot things to do over here is go see Angelo State baseball. So I contacted Coach Kevin Brooks from he's a head coach of the Angelo State Rams baseball team out here in San Angelo, Texas. And, I got a reply right away. I was pretty ecstatic and looking forward to having him here. He's been here a very long time coaching since 2005. He has over 830 plus wins. I know he's never had a losing record. And I know he's got one, if I'm not mistaken, he does have one College World Series, Division II World Series under his belt already. And I don't know how much more I can say about him, but just to bring the man on himself.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and add him to the stage. I see his screen is a little bit dark, but Coach Brooks, I want to welcome you to the Golden Broom podcast.
Wonder if he actually hit the camera.
Always love doing live shows. You never know what kind of technical difficulties you're going to run into, right?
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear us.
I can definitely hear him moving around.
Yeah.
Coach Brooks, are you there?
I can't hear y'all. If y'all are trying to.
Let's give him 1 second.
Can y'all hear? I can't hear y'all. I don't know if y'all are talking to me. It says I'm on.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't see or hear myself.
Let
me try something. Well, I still got it.
Not sure what would be causing that.
Let me try to refresh.
Okay. So yeah, this is fun. You never know what kind of technical difficulties you're going to run into, but you know what? That's all fine and dandy. Hey, there he is. Let's get him in here. That's perfectly fine. It happens.
So I reloaded and got me back in.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming on here. I mentioned before the show, we appreciate you being patient with us because we've had some things come up trying to get this scheduled. But, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank y'all for having me. Glad to be here.
All right. The first thing I always like to do, especially in a case like this, you're a Division II head coach. A lot of people probably have never heard of Angelo State or Kevin Brooks for that matter. So I'm going to give you the floor for a little bit to introduce yourself, tell the world who Kevin Brooks is, and all about Angelo State.
Well, I'm a guy that baseball's been very good to, and really love the game, love working with young people, and I've been fortunate enough to get to play it. And, not that my skills were very good ever to begin with, but, once I got done with that, really wanted to go into the coaching world, and luckily got that opportunity, and eventually ended up in San Angelo, Texas, which I really hadn't ever been to before, and got to start our baseball program at Angelo State, and been lucky. I think this is year 21 at Angelo State, but been a lot of great places along the way. Start off at Incarnate Word in San Antonio, UTSA, Texas A&M, and then a D3 school, Hardin Simmons. So had a great opportunity to work with a lot of great people along the way, and excited to be here. As far as Angelo State, we're in San Angelo, Texas, which is the biggest city in Texas without a major interstate going through it. So about 100,000 people. We're a little geographically isolated. We're about 3 hours from San Antonio, 3 hours from Austin, 3 hours from Lubbock, and about 4 hours from Dallas. But, what a great, great place. Is our fan support is – it's unbelievable how many people are really live and die with every pitch, and we've been lucky enough to have some success as a baseball program.
Okay. That's really cool. I was reading up on your program, and I know that one of the things that stood out to me was Foster Field. Okay. It was constructed in 2000. The current seating features 4,200 seats and AAA lighting system. Coach, I don't know what you're doing down there to have 4,200 seats at a division school too, but that's bigger than a lot of D1 programs. How does that make you feel as the head coach that you can say that?
Well, we're awesome. We're blessed, and it's a long story on how we even got baseball started here, but that was the big reason. We had a stadium built. The stadium was built in 2000, and we didn't start baseball till 2005, but it was for an independent minor league team. And so we shared the facility with them for about 10 years. And then it's been just our facility for the last 10, and it's on campus. And, we're lucky. I think we outdraw, I believe it's 88 or 90% of all Division I programs. So, come and fill the park and support our guys. And, it's a big deal in the recruiting business and trying to get guys here because, in all honesty, most of the time you don't play in front of anybody in college baseball. There are a few Power Fours, and that's about it. I mean, I was lucky enough to coach at Texas A&M. Well, that place is hopping,
Yeah.
Played at Baylor. We play in bigger crowds than Baylor. And I hate saying that as a Baylor guy, but, we've created something quite special in the community and school, been huge supporters of us.
Okay. And something else that stood out to me, you talked about you resurrected the program in 2005. In just your second year, you went to the World Series. How does that make you feel as a coach that you were able to do it that quick?
You cut out a little bit, but I think you were asking about getting to the World Series so fast, year 3.
Yes.
I heard the last part. One, I think really naive young coach that didn't know any better. I think that's really one thing. And, I was really I thought the first year we'd win the national championship. But having said that, that was back, we just had one scholarship. So to do it with one scholarship, we just were able, and that was from the first year, to get a lot of guys that, in Texas, there's some unbelievable players. And so get a lot of guys out of high school. So that was sort of their third year. So they'd sort of gotten to the development level as juniors. And then fill that in with a lot of good players that maybe just were overlooked. And we've always prided ourselves on our development. I mean, it's sort of what we hang our hat on. And, that group really, we had a lot of original members of the team, like I said, that were high school guys that but that was an amazing team. I just remember the crazy thing. So we lost our top 4 pitchers that fall for the year.
Oh, wow.
So that's not a real, you're not feeling real good about yourself right there. And our roster was much smaller. than it is now. And we had pitching tryouts at one point and found 2 or 3 really good dudes that just really hadn't pitched much. And then we had some other pitchers that really developed that year as we went forward, and really, really special group to get there. Because I think that's the fastest ever been done
Yes.
in the NCAA. Yeah.
Yep.
So really proud of that.
See, it's interesting that you mentioned that you had lost 4 pitchers in the fall. I'm a Vanderbilt fan,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you've seen what's going on with them this year, but their
Yes.
top 4 relievers and one of their starters injured in the first month of the season, and it's like, what do you do for arms? They're down to 10 pitchers right now. So I get
Yeah.
what you're saying about you don't know where you're going to go when you have that many injuries.
It's tough. I would say it was nice that it happened in the fall rather than the spring, because the spring, you're going and it is scramble mode.
Yes, sir.
We did know early enough to where we could sort of try to plan for it and just sort of get everybody ready. But it was a really special group, and then, had some guys with rubber arms, that were able to throw a lot of complete games, which you just don't see in today's world, for sure.
Not at all. You got any questions, Sherry?
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I've only been out here since 2019. I transferred over from Edwards Air Force Base. I currently work civil service at Goodfellow.
Awesome.
And I know anything about Angelo State. I just started. The only reason I knew about the baseball teams because occasionally, like once a year or something, they would come over to Pauline Church during the playoff time, or So I was meeting a lot of them when I was doing the parking lot duty and everything. And I've yet to really go to a game. I've been wanting to, but just something's always seems to always hinder that. So my question for you is, since I'm not familiar with Angelo State, like as a whole, who is, if I'm going to go see a baseball game, because that's what I plan on doing, especially this season, who is like the biggest rival for Angelo State if I want to go watch you guys play against them?
Oh, that's a tough one. First, let me just say, man, you mentioned Pauline Church, and I'm a member there. Both of our assistant coaches, Coach Adam Foster, Sam Moat, and a ton of our players go there. But, that's actually our very first thing we do as a team every year. Our faith is very important to us. Like everybody, we stumble and get back up, but that means a lot. I mean, we're a state school, but it's definitely something we want to expose our players and give them the opportunity to do if they want to pursue that. And so that's something big. I would tell you right now, April 10th, we play West Texas A&M, who's a big rival of Angelo State's, and they have a really good ball club every year. And then I think we've got the Budweiser Clydesdales coming in that night. I keep trying to talk them into letting me ride it and maybe put an eagle on my shoulder, as I come in, a little like the commercial. I don't know if I'm going to get that done, but I just know those things are just absolutely huge. So I'm hoping I can get a peek at them, because I've heard they're pretty special animals.
Yeah. And they're pretty monster too. Like just being next to one, not necessarily the Budweiser ones, but just that particular breed of horse in general. They're just enormous.
Mm-hmm.
But,
So one question I always like to ask, okay, you could probably look at me and tell that I like to eat. I'm sure Terry likes to eat. My regular co-host Cody, who's under the weather tonight, he likes to eat too. So the 3 of us are coming over to Angelo State to meet you for a meal. Are you going to cook for us, or do you have a spot that you're going to take us, and what's on the menu?
I am definitely not cooking. Around Angelo State, I think we've got probably 10, burrito places within, I don't know, 2 miles. And I'm a big fan of the burritos. So it's going to be Mexican food. And I would say, corner stop burrito place. It's just a little small family owned hole in the wall. The other one would be Diego's, and it's the same thing. There are just so many of those places. I personally like the Giso rice and cheese, but you got lots of choices, and you can never go wrong.
Okay, that sounds delicious. I'll be on the plane this week to come down here.
So picture this real quick. Just give you a little quick visual for that, Chris. So Diego's burritos. You imagine Subway, but for burrito making.
Mm-hmm.
So you just pick all your meats and whatever you want, and they just somehow they're able to stuff it in that tortilla. And,
It's a lot better Chipotle.
Yeah.
We have a. I'm about an hour away from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is where Middle Tennessee State is at.
Okay.
And they have two places up there like that called Blue Coast Burrito and Freebirds.
Yeah, so Freebirds was born in College Station,
Okay.
Texas, and so when I coached at A&M, that would be my reward. When we swept a series Sunday afternoon, man, I was heading to the original Freebirds and getting me a monster cayenne burrito filled up and ready to go. And they generally last me throughout the week because those things were so big.
So we went to Blue Coast one time. I took my family there. My youngest son was 16 at the time, and he got the extra large burrito. And it's two of the 12-inch tortillas put together.
Yeah.
This thing literally was bigger than my forearm. He ate the whole thing and was asking everybody else for their leftovers. I'm like, dude, where did you put that?
That's impressive. That's
it
impressive.
was crazy.
I can tell you, being around the young males, they can eat.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, I do have a quick question, and I ask this because it's like rare to see a coach like yourself staying in one place for so long. It's like you don't really see that much kind of like loyalty, it seems anymore. What's like the biggest thing would you say besides the players or the community or a combination of both would you say it's kept you in San Angelo at Angelo State particularly this whole time?
Well, it's a great place to raise your children, for one. And when I coached at Texas A&M, worked for Hall of Famer Mark Johnson, and what a great guy. And he gave me probably some of the best advice I've ever gotten. And it's pretty simple. Don't mess with happy. When you're happy someplace, a lot of us, and you see that right now, obviously with the transfer portal and all that stuff. But if you're happy, be content, and then, God wants me to leave. I'll know. But I've always felt like this is the place he wants me.
Okay. It's interesting that you bring up the transfer portal. Since that thing was created and the rules were made what they are, have you had to battle against that? Have you noticed at Angelo State that you've lost some players due to the transfer portal and NIL, or does it not affect you?
We have been really blessed that our players have not messed with happy and have not left. The one thing that'll be interesting. So obviously, the NCAA changes the rules. It feels like every 2 to 3 weeks, and you've got to get a new game plan. So we had 4 go on from last year, but they were all out of eligibility at Angelo State. They couldn't play at Angelo State anymore. Mm-hmm. Then on July 3rd, the NCAA gave them an extra year of Division I eligibility, so not Division II. And we had something like 15 seniors. All 15 got Power 4 offers, and 4 went on to play. So we've got one at LSU, one at TCU, one at Texas Tech, and one at Texas State. And, obviously following those guys and hoping they're doing well. But so thus far, it really hasn't affected us in a negative way for sure. But I'm sure that day probably is coming at some point. And as far as getting guys out of the transfer portal, for us, we generally had a really good relationship with, most of the schools, especially in Texas. And, I used to coach at Texas A&M, so that was one school we got a lot of guys from, even though Coach Johnson retired and Rob Childress had taken over at that time. But, if they've got a guy that feels like it is a fit for us, the old process was coach calls you, hey, I think this guy's a good guy for y'all. Okay, what's his phone number? Call him. Done in 5 minutes. So now anybody in the portal, they're getting hundreds of phone calls. And so it's become more difficult for us for sure on as far as getting guys. But, hopefully we're going to get a little better handle on this at some point. And you asked about, the tampering thing. Yes, that happens quite regularly. But, there's really no penalty for doing it. So, is what it is.
Okay. So 2023, you hit the pinnacle. You won the Division II College World Series. I got to hear it from your perspective. As a first-time champion at that, as a head coach, what was it like to enact some of the traditions? Like in Omaha, when you win, there's a dog pile. Is there something like that that goes on in Division II? And what was it like for you to experience it?
Well, yeah, there's a dog pile. I think it was really cool to watch our players get to do that, knowing how many hours they've spent and how hard they've worked and just what a difficult thing it is to do. There are not a lot of national champions walking around the world, and that's something you never be able to take away from those guys. But more just a huge sense of pride in those young people. And then me, I'm sort of one eye up a little bit right now on the World Baseball Classic. I love baseball. I really love the international baseball. And so, I told my players for years, I was like, look, this is all I want. I want one thing. If we win it all, I want y'all to throw me up in the air like they do, the Japanese managers when they win it. So They did. That really was the highlight of my day. We happened to win a national championship too, but that was my highlight.
Okay. So you mentioned the World Baseball Classic. You see some of the celebrations of the players.
Yeah.
You see some of that has crossed over into the college game.
Absolutely.
Do you think there's a line in celebrations that should not be crossed?
I do. I don't know I don't think anybody made me the baseball police, but, and it's just a me thing. It's an Angelo State thing. I love college baseball. I have a very difficult time watching it. I just being honest currently. I think we've lost respecting our opponent. I believe me, I want to, whip whoever we're playing, and, I'm not going to be friends or anything at that, for those 3 hours. But I respect the fact that I know they're giving great effort. I know they've worked hard too and all that stuff. And I just think, again, it just sort of comes on to living life, and also a little bit of, act like you've done it before, but maybe sometimes you haven't. So maybe that's why it's a really big deal.
Right.
I think true emotion is great for the game. When you hit a double up 16-2 in the sixth, I really don't know how much that is. And just, and that's just me. I think the true emotion's a great thing for the game. I think it's great for the players. But, in my mind, it has toned down, though, I feel like, this year compared to maybe 2 years ago. So maybe we're starting to get the right, the right amount. I don't know if that's accurate. I guess I shouldn't say it. When we had a dude rip his shirt off, not on my team, but on another one a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, goodness, that's a little too much. But I guess it was a big deal.
Obviously, you didn't see the Florida highlights today because there was an incident there.
That was it. Well, it just it's up to the coaches in my mind. I mean, that's our fault, and we just gotta let them have fun, but let's not embarrass ourselves or the other team. Is sort of my line.
Yeah, to me, what happened in the Florida-South Carolina game today, I thought that should have been immediate ejection. Yes, he pimped his home run. I get it. But then when he tossed his bat directly into the field of play towards the pitcher, to me, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, and you see some of that. I mean, I just saw a little highlights of that. And that's one thing. We just got to get more consistency on how it's regulated. I just saw highlights. I know Oklahoma and A&M got in it the other night, and I really don't think the Oklahoma guy did too much. And I think he got ejected. I'm not sure. And then I know Texas, obviously the Ole Miss guy, on Friday night hit the grand slam in the ninth to give him the lead. And I'm one of those guys that's generally like, you can't do that. And I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know if he got ejected or not. But, that's a pretty big deal to an undefeated number one team in the country to hit a grand slam in the ninth. And you got to give them a little leeway, right?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
There can be too much. I mean, when I was at A&M and we went to Omaha, we're going to the ninth inning against Coach Corbin was actually an assistant at that point at Clemson. We hit back-to-back solo home runs, and we were visitors, even though we were playing at home. And the first one, the dude threw it 35 feet in the air. And, that's a pretty big deal, So I don't think he's showing anybody up. I think he's really, really excited. So I just think we got to get better at reading the moment, the team, all that stuff. And then, as you said, when you throw it at the pitcher, at the other dugout, all that stuff, then, then maybe there's some ulterior motives.
Okay. You got something for him, Terry?
Yeah, this is kind of like a transitioning from college level up to the majors or even the minors, eventually to go to the majors. Now, I haven't looked personally, but have you known any players that say you've coached that say maybe eventually moved up to D1 or straight to the majors, like that they started at Angelo State and then they, as their career progressed, they actually made all the way to the top?
So we've had a couple. It's really weird at Angelo State. So I said we didn't start baseball till 2005, restarted. Obviously the movie The Rookie with Jimmy Morris. I don't know if y'all are familiar. It's starting to get a little older, but with Dennis Quaid and the retired teacher that on a bet with his team went and tried out and made it to the big league. So Jimmy Morris is an Angelo State graduate and played here. He did not play baseball. He played football because we didn't have baseball. So, and then Zach Stewart, who was on that 2000, now he's on our 2006 team. He pitched 5-6 years, I think, in the big leagues, and then went and played in Japan for a while. And then, we've had, 25, 28 draft picks and guys that are still trying to make it. We got 2 right now with the Twins that, I think got a chance of getting up to the big leagues by the end of the year, and Cade Bragg, who was on that national championship team, and Trent Baker, and then we got Aaron Munson currently with the Blue Jays. So, it's a hard thing, obviously, to get to the pinnacle, but we've been able to give some guys some opportunities, and hoping we get another one there soon.
On that same path, have you recruited somebody that ended up getting drafted and chose the major league instead of coming to school?
Yeah, we've had that happen. Signed, 2 or 3 guys. Got to go back. I know, and it was funny. That would have been like our first or second year. We signed a shortstop out of El Paso Community College, and he ended up, that was when the draft was 40, 50 rounds. But he got a shot. But we were hosting a junior college tournament, and his son was playing on the team that won it all, and so it was good to see him because it had been 20-something years, and then we lost a pitcher 2 years ago to the Cubs. Came in and took dadgummit, but anyway, but yeah, it happens, and at Division II, that's not. I mean, we generally don't. It's bad. It's bad. It makes it's a big dent for sure.
Okay, and another question I always ask everybody that comes on. You'll love this one. So, you just coached the worst game that you've ever coached. Your team got run ruled in 5 innings, 37-0. Every decision you made was absolutely wrong. It's 1:30 in the morning. You're on that long bus ride out in West Texas coming home. You're ready to quit. Hang it up and retire. Who's the one person in your phone that you're going to call that's going to get your mind back right? Focus on the team.
Oh, man. I'd say my wife, for sure. And then in the baseball world, I'd say Mark Johnson, who's the head coach at A&M, that is just been a tremendous role model and mentor to myself and thousands of people. But that guy's pretty wise.
Okay. I like that answer. We have to have those role models that we reach out to that we pick their brain for, and that's a perfect answer to that question.
Good.
What do you got, Terry?
Well, shoot, I'm drawing a blank right now. Like every question I already had in my head has already been asked and answered. I can't think of anything else at the moment, other than nothing. I got nothing.
That's okay. This is his first show with us, so
no problem.
Him interviewing people, this is the first thing, and it's perfect for him to learn like this, right? You got to start somewhere. How does it make you feel as a head coach to have never had a losing season?
Uh-oh. I lose.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us?
Oh, here you go. You're back. That's so weird.
Okay.
I think there's a camera icon in case you accidentally hit that to black it out.
You might have to refresh again. There he is. There
Sorry.
he is.
Me and technology, man. It's anyway, I don't know what happened, but it kicked me out and then was like reloading, and so we're back.
Okay. I don't know if you caught all the question. How does it make you feel as a head coach to have never had a losing season?
Oh, I mean, it's good. I hope this year's not going to be the first. You know, I mean, I think just consistency is what we're out. You know, what we want out of our players. You know, and we want to be consistent at a really high level. Obviously, is the goal. So, you know, it means we've had a lot of really good coaches, really good players, and hopefully we've just been consistent with our work ethic and just how we handle things. Obviously, some years everything comes together and goes great, and then there are other years, like you mentioned, Vanderbilt having to fight the pitching thing and injuries, and it's part of it, you know. But you know, there are years it's a difference. You can't allow yourself as a coach, and you can't allow your team to dwell on that because those people aren't there. So you've got to move forward. But you know, it's really not something I think about or anything. But you know, I'm proud that we've been able to maintain at least that level of consistency.
Okay. It's interesting to hear you talk about it that way. So, I know Terry said he's drawing a blank on questions right now, but we'll go ahead and get you out of here. But I'm going to give you the floor one last time. Let's say there's a recruit out there somewhere watching this. Tell the world why they should come play for you at Angelo State and what they're going to experience when they get there.
Up.
Maybe he'll come back. Fingers crossed.
Well, it's showing 2 people. Hopefully he'll go back to the email. Oh, okay. There's 3 people now.
Dadgum, sorry.
No,
You're fine. You are fine.
I heard your question, and then I was getting ready to talk, and then went away. Do you want me to just pick up and answer that?
Sure.
Well, you know, I think to me, as a player and as a coach, I like winning. So I want to go somewhere I got a pretty good chance to win because, man, losing is miserable. You know, does the team have a coaching staff have a track record of getting guys better? Do have the facilities in order to be as good as I can get? And you know, and you know, do I get along personality wise and stuff with the coaches and that type of stuff? And so, and I get to play. You know, it's like being a New York Yankee playing in San Angelo for our baseball team, and you know, they're known everywhere in town, and you know, they got to stay after 30 minutes after every game to sign all the autographs for the kids and stuff. And so it's just really cool experience. And you know, we feel like we offer everything that a college baseball player could want. We just have a 2 behind our name instead of a 1. And, you know, if the Roman numerals that important, then it's probably not a good fit here. If you want to wear the gear, probably go to another, you know, Division I. But you want to develop, you want to win, and you want to have a great baseball experience. This is a great place to play.
Okay. I appreciate that. That's a great selling point, being able to win consistently the way you have. And talk about getting players better and the overall experience. Myself, I'd be glad to have some of your players on. You talk about getting them better and whatnot. Media training, learning how to do interviews. I'd be glad to have them on to help your program out any way that we can. I'm sure Terry feels the same way. So if you have anybody in mind, shoot them our way. Let Terry know, and we'll get them on and give them the experience, because so often you don't see guys at the lower levels, like at the JUCO level or the D2 level, getting an opportunity to do an interview.
Right.
So we'd
Well,
love
and
to
that-
help out in that way.
Awesome. And that's one thing. I mean, our guys got to do it all the time, which is good. And again, that's one of the things that is nice about being the, big fish, small pond. And I think it helps them so much after baseball. But I'll definitely shoot Terry an email or something if some of the guys want to do it, and they'd be good. Hopefully more entertaining than me.
You've been great.
You've been great. You've been great. I mean, or if, like we said, we run into each other at Paula and have a little chat there and everything. It's like, I honestly, I didn't know you went there.
Yeah.
There's a lot I didn't know about the team up until today, but I decided to just, let me try to reach out.
That's awesome.
I want to recruit people for the show because I see them always doing interviews. So I'm like, well, let me start local and then, go from there. And so I appreciate you.
Awesome.
With the quick replies and, like I said, the patience with all this. Like, I'm glad your season's going smoother than this whole trying to get you on the show was. So.
Right.
Well, like I say, I'm sorry. I don't know where I went in the cloud world or whatever those 3 or 4 times, but we have a strict rule at the field, and that is I am not allowed within a 50-foot radius of any technology because I break it.
So you're not on the pitch comm, huh?
We are. I'm just not allowed to touch it.
You just have your arms folded the whole time. Just
Yeah. So anyway, well, thank y'all for having me, and I appreciate it. And yeah, Terry, hope to see you at church. That's one thing that does stink about this time of year. We're playing every Sunday, so I live stream it a lot. But once we get to fall and summer and Easter, we'll be there because we don't play on Sunday that day. So, but look forward to meeting you.
If you want, like I said, you could pass my email on to any of the players who'd be interested in coming on.
Yeah,
as well.
I will.
Yeah, glad to hear from them.
I'll do that for sure. So appreciate both of your time, and
we appreciate
hopefully the
your time
USA
as well.
can hold on and win this sucker. 2-1 right now.
Yeah.
So.
Go
my
America.
other team got eliminated, and that's Puerto Rico. So
Did it? Well, I've got my Australia hat on. One of our former players is the hitting coach there, and one of our former players is our strength coach. I was hoping they were going to get a little further this year, but anyway, didn't happen. So I'll take the good old USA is always a very good choice as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right.
Well,
thank
we
you all,
appreciate
guys.
you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you so much, Coach.
All right. All right. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
That went well.
That went really well. With all the technical difficulties and everything going on, I thought that went pretty great.
Yeah. Nice to learn about a program I haven't spent a lot of time delving into. Absolutely going to start following that team.
I'm going to definitely check out the April 10th he was talking about, but I might check out a game before then as well, because it seems like every other weekend they're in town doing their 3-game series, and then they're on the road, so it's like they're alternating. What I've noticed, but I definitely want to check out the April 10th for their rivalry game, because I'm always like a big heckler, especially if I'm not familiar with the rivalry teams. But that's not going to stop me from, running my mouth against them. But
right. So we're going to go ahead and call this thing. Again, that was Kevin Brooks, the head coach at Angelo State. Has never had a losing season, revived a program in 2005, set the NCAA record for the fastest time to get a team to the World Series, which was just in their second season. I think he said third, but it started in 2005. He went in 2007. To me, that's 2 years.
So he got like 05, 06, 07.
Well, this is true.
Like that.
This is true. Yeah. But even still, that's pretty impressive.
And 834 wins.
Yeah. That's a lot of wins. There's only a few coaches in college baseball that have reached that level, and that he's there is pretty amazing. So I appreciate him coming on. If y'all out there watching, go ahead and give Angelo State a follow. Keep up with their team. They got a great coach. He seems like an even better human being. And with that,
Here's another quick fact before you go. I forgot to share this the other day. So between Division One, Division Two, Angelo State and I believe it was Tennessee, it was the Volunteers between 2015 up until present. They're the schools leading Division One, Division Two for the most wins in college baseball for both their respective categories.
yeah, that's pretty cool. But we appreciate you watching, and we're going to call it a night and start battening down the hatches for this weather to move in that Terry sent me. So, y'all have a great night.
Take it with me.
Y'all have a great night. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching.
everybody.
Make sure you visit our sponsors, Chinook Seedery at chinookseeds.com. Give them a follow on social media. Go buy some product. Best seeds you'll ever put in your mouth. And with that, we're out.